Challenge mode is what we will now be doing, since we ultimately have a total of 4 different challenge codes to get through. And since we have now finished the World Rally Championship, I figured whilst it was still Christmas Eve, I might as well get through the challenge mode areas that we can head to. So that's what we're going to do. So first and foremost, I need to head over here, and the first code I need to enter, and yes, I am looking at this on a cheat code website. I will of course leave the link in the description if you want to know just what website that is. Okay, and yep. Okay, and yes. So this is what unlocks Great Britain in the challenge mode. And also, these are the details we get. So basically, we drive the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6, and we're driving as Tommy Mackinnon, with our co-driver being Risto Manisenmaki. I hope I said that right. Anyway, let's go. As we begin at St. Gwynno for stage 1. And no setup changes, so I think the only thing I can really say now is, let's see how we go. By the way, I'm going to do this in full. I'm not going to separate this into separate parts. I'm going to do the whole thing because I really want to get this part of the game over and done with, and then I can focus on the other 2 things afterwards. So here we are, stage 6 of Britain. We're driving as Tommy Mackinnon. I don't think we have any target times to set, so I think we're just more or less in it to set whatever time we can, without the pressure of having to meet up with any specific lap times. And I can definitely say this thing has a lot more speed than what my Citroen had. And I'm 3 seconds back already. Oh well, it's kind of what I expected. I wasn't really expecting myself to be fast here anyway, so I don't think there really needs to be any specific times met. It's just a matter of me basically showcasing this and then just moving on to the next one. I'll probably call this, what, WRC challenges or something. And I actually gained time in that sector, so I think it's fair to say the time I'm currently setting, it's actually not going too bad at the moment. Even though I do think it could be just a little bit better, but right now, I think we're doing okay. Unfortunately, we do have to drive through the typically British weather, which probably doesn't help. Yeah, don't expect me to meet any target times here. I'm just here doing this as a showcase. I'm not here to basically go as fast as I possibly can and then expect myself to inevitably wreck myself by basically just trying to go fast. Yeah, whatever target time there might be for the stage, don't expect me to meet it. Because personally, I'm not going to. Unless I absolutely have to meet the required time. But from what I know at least, I'm pretty sure I don't. I just have to do the stages. That's it, and that's all. And what's my time going to be? A 2:46.6. You know what? I don't care. I get to continue the challenge, so that's all I care about. I'm certainly not going to just simply ask myself to be tortured by the unenviable task, or just simply enviable task, of meeting target times when I won't. I'm just not going to do that. It's just not possible, Chief. I just want to get through this and get it done.
Three, 2, 1, go! 50, long right 3.
So it looks like we can continue on with the challenges, and in all honesty, I'm actually pretty relieved about that, because it means that whatever target times I have to set here, I can basically just go out and set times in all 3 stages without having to worry about hitting any target times. I mean, I'll put together one of the fastest times, but personally, and I go straight into a tree. Well, 2 trees actually. But you know what? I've just decided I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care how fast or slow my time is, as long as I get to the end of this. It's just not on my fucking forte to just simply go out and ask myself to go balls out when I don't need to. I'm mainly just setting times here anyway, and personally, that's all I really care about. I just want to set the times and nothing more, regardless of how fast or slow they might be. I'm also pretty sure they'll be slow because, well, in the first stage I was 7 seconds off setting a record setting time, and since I just simply don't give a shit about doing practice runs for each of these stages, I've just decided it's a lot easier for me to just showcase them, get them out the way, and then just focus on other things afterwards. That's pretty much all I care about. Regardless of whether you like me or dislike me for being slow, at the end of the day... What? Okay, that was weird. I was pretty sure I rejoined the track. Even then, of course, if I did get caught up in a ditch. I'd say it probably is a ditch, from what I can see. Yeah, I'm definitely not on pace to setting any record setting times. Although then again, we are in Britain, so I think with typically British weather that probably doesn't help me out too much. But, as I said before, I don't really care. I just want to simply get this out the way, and then afterwards I can just focus on getting past the other things. So that was stage 2 of challenge mode in Britain. Now let's move on to stage 3. Now let's head over to Troscode, the final stage. And oh boy, it is a night stage. So that means this is either going to go miraculously well, or it is going to go seriously wrong in a matter of seconds. I predict it will be the second of those two things. But whatever. The other 3 challenges we have in this, well, I think they will be easier than Britain. I figured if we get the hardest one out of the way first and foremost, then surely the other ones will be
2, 1, go!
just a little bit more hospitable.
Into left 3.
Especially since I know there are no target times for me to meet.
Caution, over jump.
So
50, right 3.
I can pretty much afford to quite simply either go fast or just quite simply wreck as much as I want. Even though I'm obviously not going to do that, but well, I think you'll get the idea. But with Britain being out the way first, it just makes the rest of this easier. Knowing of course that after this night stage, I can actually see where the fucking road goes. Because here right now, I've got no fucking clue on where the road leads, or what exactly is either very close to the road or far away from the road. That's basically the simple reason why, for most of these, I really do hate the night stages. Because you can practically see almost absolutely nothing in front of you, aside from the road if you keep the car straight, and everything that surrounds you and inevitably wants to, for whatever reason, just basically grab you from the shadows. And I definitely feel like, when it comes to the night stages in Britain, well, this night stage in particular, I definitely feel like a target that's just waiting to see how long it is before one of the trees inevitably grabs him. Since I figured that's what the case is going to be. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I think there's also an episode of Tom and Jerry Tales where there is actually a haunted forest where I think it's below a waterfall, well, at the bottom of a waterfall, where there's basically this enchanted forest and these trees basically have arms. In other words, they're basically the sort of trees that will quite literally grab you. And that's kind of how this feels. I feel like I'm just waiting to see how long it is before one of these trees grabs me. If I keep going at the pace I'm currently going. But again, as I said before, I don't really give a shit about setting the pace. I just want to get this done. So then it means I'll have less to think about afterwards. And as I would have guessed, I go straight into a tree. I was always waiting to see how long it was before I would inevitably go straight into one of those trees. And now my car is terminally damaged in almost every area except for the oil. This is why I absolutely hate this night stage. This night stage is basically hell in every area you can think of. And I honestly feel like I've just swallowed a bullet. Well, either that or basically a bullet-sized detonator waiting for it to inevitably go off and blow me up. That's kind of how I feel right now, because of this stage. This stage is absolutely not serving me well. It's serving me very, 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 very poorly. And I feel like I just want to get the fuck out of here before I wind up damaging the car to the point of where it's not going to finish.
And finish.
And yep, everything is broken. Can I still get to the finish though? I somehow can get to the finish. Okay, first of all, fuck that stage. Second of all, we've now got past the hardest of the challenge stages, I think. I really hope that was not long enough for this video to get caught out with copyrighted audio. And I finished, and the stage time I set was good enough for 5th. I don't care for improving. Fuck that stage. I just figured I'd get the word out on that one. I fucking hate that stage. It's basically just wanting to murder you. And that's basically what happened. Well, anyway. So that was the Great Britain side of the challenge mode. Now let's head over to Monte Carlo. Retry? No thanks. Oh yeah, we do actually get bonus codes and we can link them towards the WRC website. I'm obviously not doing that because it would take too long, and also because, well, I don't really give a shit about wasting time that doesn't need to be wasted. Plus, I do have things to do, so I kind of need to get this out of the way as soon as possible. Because I have other things to do, aside from sitting here. Oh. Oh, L5, okay. L5 0 2 0 and K. Okay. Now we move on to something a bit easier for me to work my way through, and that is Monte Carlo, where all of the stages are daytime stages, and where I can actually see where it is I'm going. So hopefully that is what we will do. But we'll wait and see.
Three, two,
I am so glad we're out of Britain now. And once again, my car stalls out on the line, unsurprisingly.
left 4. 50, right 2.
But anyway,
50, right 3.
hopefully we will not have to do any more night stages. Because if we do, then well, it'll feel like I'm basically swallowing a bullet. Because that's kind of how it felt. In terms of knowing just how physically painful it was for me to work my way through that night stage in Britain. There's no way I'm doing that again. No fucking way am I doing that again. You're basically asking for something. You're basically asking for something that's about as bad as a first-degree murder. In other words, it would basically just be a stab in the back. And that in essence would often be regarded as first-degree murder. Well, losing time in the second sector, but in all honesty, I'm okay with this because I'm in Monty. I'm not in Britain. Monte Carlo is much easier to work your way through. And I set a slow time in the end. Well, only 7/10 off. But you know what? I don't really care. I'm just getting through this and that's it. That's it, and that's all. I'm only showcasing this, and then I'm moving on. I honestly couldn't care less over how fast or slow my times are. I just want to punt this out the way so I don't have to do this again, and so I can actually focus on having fun sooner. And this kind of is the fun, because I'm trying to do that. Anyway, on to stage 2. Hopefully I can manage to set a time faster than the preset time, but we'll wait and see. I will also remove these loading times, of course.
Three, two, one, go! 50, long left 3.
So, here we are.
Over crest, 50, right 2.
For stage 2 in Monte Carlo.
Left 3. Into long right 3. 50,
And to start with, I'm already a second up.
right 2.
Unfortunately, since I cannot do any setup changes, it looks like my top speed is going to be 112. But I'm somehow going fast enough to set green sector splits.
Right 3, 50, long left 4, into right 4, 150, left 3.
And I'm now 2 seconds up on the best overall sector split for this stage. Could we actually get a green sector time here? Yes we can. We set a 119.7. That's actually not bad. First time I've actually had a green stage time. But there we go. I actually set a green sector split. in Stage 2 of Monte Carlo in the challenge mode. Now, we have to get through our third stage in Monte. Now we are here for Stage 3.
3, 2, 1, go! 50, left 4.
And since there are no limitations for what times we need to set, I'm very much doing this at my own pace, which in all honesty is the way I like it.
50, long hairpin left. 50, over crest. Into long right 4. 50, hairpin left.
So, yeah,
Over crest.
and that's a wall.
Hairpin left.
And that's also a wall. That's an armco,
50, left 3.
or a guardrail,
Over crest. Into long
whichever
left
one you
4.
prefer to call it,
Into hairpin
even
left.
though I technically prefer the term guardrail,
Into hairpin left.
because personally,
And hairpin
I think
left.
that's the best way to go about it. I'm just saying though,
Hairpin left. 50, over crest.
it's just what I think
Right
personally.
5. 50, over crest. 50,
But
right
we'll
2.
see how we go for the rest of the stage.
150, left 2.
Probably not too well. I'm now 1.5 seconds up.
Right 2.
So we're doing better than I thought we were going to do at this stage.
Right 4.
And now we're doing exactly how I thought we were going to go. I really don't like how
Left 2.
when your car's in neutral and you're rolling backwards, you basically have to upshift just to get the car moving.
50,
Which in some cases I do get, but at the same time,
left 4.
it feels like just a little bit of a time waster when you're having to keep doing it.
Left 4. 100, long hairpin right.
Especially when you know time itself
50, left 5.
is on the line.
100,
Overall,
hairpin right.
I'm actually okay with it, but from time to time it does get a bit annoying
Hairpin left.
knowing that if you're constantly crashing and basically just getting frustrated with you just making the same old errors over and over again, it does kind of get just a little bit annoying knowing that you do have to keep upshifting in order to grab first gear. And as much as I really don't think that's a major problem, I think it's enough of a problem for it to at least be noteworthy. Although I'm pretty sure in the following games they would no doubt sort out that little mishap. So, in all honesty, I'm okay with it. Not exactly the best time, although I'm pretty sure if I did not get caught out by that fencing, or rode straight up the rock and basically beached my car on the rock, then I probably would have set another green sector split, but unfortunately I didn't. But whatever, moving on, don't care. I'm done, I'm on to the next one, I'm done, on to the next one. Also, yes, that is a Foo Fighters reference. Then I'm done. On to the next one, and I'm done, and I'm on to the next one. I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm on to the next. I think that's how that song goes. Someone will probably correct me in the comments, but anyway. Yeah, I'm definitely not interested in that. Sorry. I'm also not retrying these because, in all honesty, I really don't want to have to go through all of this again. Especially because of just how painful it was for me to just simply get through Britain. Yeah, you know what? I think it's probably best if I try the Portugal section of the challenge mode again because, well, I'm really not convinced in saying that my previous effort is one I'm willing to accept. Especially because of just how egregious of an ending Stage 2 was the last time I did this. So this time we're now driving as Freddy Loix, and where our co-driver is called Sven Smeets. And so, let's get on with Stage 1. So unfortunately, there are no setup changes we can do for these stages. We're basically stuck with what we have, and in all honesty, I think that's okay, because we can basically work with what we have. So here we go now for Portugal. And where once again I bogged down on the launch, unsurprisingly. But I am pretty sure that I can make this right by putting together a less reckless end to Stage 2 compared to what I put up before. So, up by 2.2 seconds in the first sector. And up to this point, I'd say we're actually doing okay. So I did actually put together an original run, but I just decided that, for want of a better phrase, it really wasn't worth it for me to try and get through the rest of it when my end result was quite simply terrible. So I'm up by 3 seconds, and that's a fence. But let's see how we do. And over the line, setting a 2:03.10. And I was 2.9 seconds ahead of my target time. Nice. So that was the first Portugal stage of the challenge mode rallies. Now let's move on to stage 2.
Three, two, one, go!
I did not need to shift straight up into second gear.
50, left 2. Into long right 3.
Yeah, from time to
over
time, and I did mention this before, the launch sequence, it can be just a little bit annoying from time to time, but that doesn't mean to say that this game is bad, because I think this game is far from bad. I think I did mention once before that sometimes the fucking launch sequence in this game, it either feels delayed or you just simply miss it entirely, and it feels like the car bogs down just a little bit.
Into right 3, tightens, over crest. 50, long left 4.
But as ever, we'll wait and see what happens.
100 over crest. 50, very long, right 4.
So putting together a pretty solid time,
Into left 3.
as I set a,
100, very long.
I think that was a 129 I set before, unless it was a 128. I don't remember.
100, left 3. Over crest.
It might show it to me in a
Long
bit.
right 3. Over crest. 50,
But I guess we'll just have to wait and see to be sure.
50, hairpin right. 50,
And
left
that's a
2.
wall. But either way,
Very long, left 4.
things are going well at the moment, and I am hopeful in saying they can stay that way.
Over crest.
As much as my voice really does not want to
50,
keep
over
speaking
crest.
right now, I'm still trying to give you as much commentary
Over crest.
as I possibly
Into
can,
right 4 and very long.
because
left 4,
why the fuck
tightens.
not?
50, over crest.
Also, because I figure progression-wise, this is probably the last thing I really need to do
Over jump.
in terms of progression. And then I think after this, the other things we can just have fun with.
Into right 4.
Which in all honesty, I'm okay with. And on the brakes for that right-hander. And just got a few corners left to go. And then we should be there.
And finish.
As I finish with a 320 flat. 6.3 seconds over the target time. Or under the target time, I should say. Okay, one stage to go. And then we can move over to our final challenge mode rally, which is in Sweden. And then that'll pretty much be everything in terms of our overall progression. Because then after this, we just have the cheat codes. It really does feel like from time to time this game almost takes for ages to load. But then again, for this game being very much a sim racing game of its time, it's probably not too surprising to say that it takes a while to load, in my opinion. I mean, this technically is the PlayStation 2 in its earliest iteration when this game came out, because 2001 was basically the first full year of the PlayStation 2. And then, as the demands for the PlayStation 2 gradually grew, they basically kept the PlayStation 2 in the production assembly until April of 2013, where, after a 13-year stint, Sony decided to discontinue making the PlayStation 2. That's just how successful it was. In terms of its production assembly, because there were just so many people who had PlayStation 2s at the time. And as you might have guessed, well, my household was one of those with the PS2, because of just how well it sold. It was, still is, and will probably remain to be, for probably years if not decades to come, the best-selling games console of all time. And there we go. That was Challenge Mode Portugal. And now we just have to get through Sweden, as I finished 1.66 seconds ahead of the target time. I was also a nice sector split, even though I was behind in Sector 5, although the interval was still nice, because it was 0.69 of a second. Anyway, there we go. Now, we just have to get through Sweden. Retry. I'll explain all that later, once I'm done in Sweden. But anyway, one more rally to go, and it takes place in Sweden. So, 745 MJJ. Yep, that officially unlocks Sweden, and most appropriately, we are playing as Tommy Mäkinen in the final 3 stages of the WRC Challenge Mode. And so we get through our final 3 stages of the WRC Challenge Mode. And already I go straight into the wall. But regardless, I managed to go 3/10 up. So in my opinion, it's actually not too bad.
50 over crest.
And we're in the sand.
150, very long, right 5.
Okay. But somehow I managed to go 6 seconds up in that middle sector.
50, very long, left 4.
Ironic to say that in this game at least it's snowing on Christmas Eve. Because I am playing this on Christmas Eve. I figured this is a appropriate way for me to send off the progression side of the game.
100, left 3.
And then that means afterwards
50, caution, jump.
I will only have 5.69 seconds up. Nice.
Into left 3. 50, over crest.
So, doing well so far, and just got to get through a few more corners, and then we'll have just 2 stages to go.
And finish.
And there goes my whole stage. But regardless, I still managed to set a green stage time altogether with a 2:11.9. And 3.5 seconds flat above our target time. So that was stage 1. Now let's get through the other 2 stages. And then we'll just have the bonus stages and the cheat codes to showcase afterwards. Which I will be leaving for another day. Because I don't feel like showing those today.
Three, two, one, go!
I do actually like how you can hear the
100, left
sound
2.
effects of the windscreen wipers.
50, right 4. Into left 5.
I think that's actually really cool, knowing that you can actually hear
50, right
the
2.
windscreen wipers in the background.
Over crest.
But anyway.
Long right 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty much finished once I'm done with this, because, well, I do have other things to do,
50, left 2.
because I am recording this on Christmas Eve,
2. Over crest.
and also because I most likely will not be doing any segment recording on Christmas Day.
Right 2.
But I will show you the bonus tracks
50,
and
very
the
long,
cheats
left 3.
after I am done with Christmas. And also before the end of the year as well. Even though it might also come after Boxing Day, because, well, I'll be busy on Boxing Day as well, so you know how it is.
50, hand it right. 50, left 3.
Since this video probably will get published
Left 4.
either during or after Christmas Day, so I guess it depends on knowing
100, hand it right.
if I have the time to finish off this game
50, right 2.
in terms of the bonus features.
Over jump.
I will make sure to squeeze in the time because, well, I I kind of have to. Damn it. Get me back on the road. Okay. That was not helpful. That was very unhelpful.
Right 2. Into left 4. 100 left 5.
Also, it doesn't help to say that I'm basically having to quite literally graze the outside walls just so I can somehow manage to get some pace back again. Even though I probably will, because, well, in Sweden, the player does have the advantage.
50 caution over jump. 50 hairpin left. 100 right 2 caution over jump.
Let's see how much time I can make up.
50 left 4 caution over
I
crest.
make up.
Right 5.
7 seconds. And now it's completely gone. It is completely gone.
50 over jump.
I did have the advantage, but now it looks like I don't have the advantage.
50 over crest.
But you know what? Because I did not permanently damage the car,
50 caution over
but
jump.
because I did not damage the car mechanically,
100 caution over jump.
I've decided I'll keep going. Just because there's no damage on the car mechanically, so
Right 5.
you know what? I'm okay with that.
50 right 5.
I also want to get this out the way because, well, I think my throat is
Right 4.
very nearly dead. That's partly the reason why I don't really feel like showing you the other things until after Christmas, because, well, my throat is really not in the best of conditions, and I am convinced in saying that I do actually need at least a day or two off before getting back to this, and then I'll get back to finish off the game with the bonus features afterwards. That seems like the best way to go about this. But yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm not continuing is because my voice is almost dead. So, hopefully you understand that. Well, at least I got a green sack to split in the end. Yeah, 5 seconds off. Still got 1 stage to go. I don't really care anymore. I didn't damage the car mechanically, so I've decided I'm just gonna continue. Here we go. And what do you know? For the true anticlimax, our last stage has to be a night stage. Well, in all honesty, I'm not surprised. Plus, because we're in Sweden, I think I can willingly accept this, because the snow helps you to see where the road is, and also because the sky is red, which I think also helps. Red sky is actually commonplace the Scandinavian countries, when Sweden is normally held in, I think it's February, when they host the Sweden rally. It's either February or March. I'm going to assume it's February, from what I know. But we have a much easier time seeing where the road is, because, well, the road is frozen. And that does technically mean we can actually see where we're going. Which in my opinion is kind of needed. But anyway, 8 seconds up. So, I think it's fair to say that the snow is helping me to see precisely where I need to go. Also helps to say that, ironically, the background is mostly red as well. So, I think that also helps me out in a way. Because it means I can spot where the road is. And also where everything else is. And also where everything else is. Huh, I did not think that was going to work, but it somehow did. I basically slid well offline, and yet I somehow still managed to make it past the sector split without hitting any trees. I somehow made it stick, even though I was only meters away from disaster. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go AFK for a moment, just so I can fix my voice. Okay. I'm gonna have to go and fix my voice for a moment, because it is just way out of place. So, I'll BRB. I am back, and I can strongly tell you that my voice is now dead. So I really need to move away from this before continuing it. Because my voice just sounds really old and crotchety right now. Or at least it feels that way to me. And I'm pretty sure I do have a replay saved, so I think we should be fine. I'll probably record those other replays and then we'll pretty much be done afterwards. So those were the times I set, and you know what? I'm fine with that. Congratulations, you set the following time. 10 minutes, 4.08 seconds. To find out if you are a true champion, enter the following code. On the official www.wrc.com. Yeah, about that. I'm not really in the mood to check this out, but this is basically what happens when you complete 3 stages or so in the WRC challenge mode. You basically can check to see if you are a WRC champion, but I don't really know if these codes are still available to use. I would assume the servers have probably been long since shut down by this point, but well, maybe I'm wrong. But you know what? I'm not going to do it because, well, my voice is dead. I've been at this now for long enough, and I feel like it's easier for me to just leave the extras for a bit later on. So you know what? I'm okay with that. So, yeah. So that was the WRC challenge mode. And next time, we will be showcasing the bonus stages, where I have unlocked all but one. But I do have a code to unlock that. Yeah, sorry. When you can tell that I need to keep correcting my voice to just basically kick it back into place constantly, it's obvious to say that I just simply don't have enough speech to continue, so I'm pretty much gonna end my progress here for today, and then we'll get on with the other things. Hopefully when my voice is not completely out of sorts. So, yeah. So, next time on WRC 2001, bonus stages.